Hey there, it's Anonymous Tea, where we spill the tea anonymously. Hello, 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 everyone. Hello, YouTubers. Hope you guys are all having an amazing day today, sending good vibes, sending positivity, sending blessings, and good energy to each and every single one of you. Thank you so much for tuning in. So today we're talking Love and Marriage Huntsville. You guys know why you're here. A couple of housekeeping things before we get into this video. Some of you were concerned and in my DMs and asking about if I worked for Carlos King or if I was a double agent. Wait. You guys. I don't know what popped off last night. I was at the hospital till 2 a.m. waiting for my relative to get admitted, so I have no clue like what's happening other than like the videos I uploaded today. I had been out of sight, out of mind because I had to work and stuff, but like I don't know what's going on. I don't know who flipped on who flipped on what, but I promise you guys, I am in no click. I'm solo dolo. I drag, you think my page where I drag Carlos King 24/7 and come for Beyonce and other people, you think my is getting paid by anybody? Like let's keep it a buck for real. I don't go live. I don't get involved in the mess. I don't get involved in the beefs and all the things. Nonetheless, there had been a few people who had tried to do something, but it got nipped in the bud pretty quickly, and we move, right? But ultimately, I just don't want you guys to be distracted. Ultimately, there's been quite a few content creators in this sector that had either stopped reviewing Love and Marriage Huntsville altogether or have been completely ran off of YouTube because of all of the shenanigans, that the stress and the drama and the chaos that this can bring, get involved, right? But for me, that's why, part of why I do my pre-recorded videos, in part because I don't have time, and two, because I like to upload and go. I like to upload and go on about my day and do my thing. And I don't like to be in the midst or in the bushes of all this other foolishness that's going on. I want to give you guys quality, top-tier content. And I can't do the flip-flopping. The purpose started out as a hobby. I actually didn't even... This channel originally, those of you who have been here from the start, actually was a channel that was primarily on Ready to Love recaps and reactions, and the Love Island USA, I believe, starting season 3. That was the origin of my channel. And then it kind of a bit with the Cardi B and Tasha K case. And then after that was when my channel really started to pick up with like when I started covering Love and Marriage Huntsville more. But nonetheless, my channel was never a quote-unquote Love and Marriage Huntsville channel per se. I was doing other things, and then it kind of just fell into this. And of the cast members, I think the only person that I really had an initial thing with was actually Letitia. Didn't say my name correctly, and that was funny. But I forgot even why she was mad at me. But nonetheless, it was funny. It was a funny back and forth that like lasted for 2 seconds, and then after that, it's been fine. Like I haven't, like every once in a while, like I'll see content creators in my comments, and I'll try to acknowledge them and say hi and hello and everything else, but it's never any like behind the scenes mess or any type of plot or any of these things. I've never been in contact with any of these people that are, in charge over at OWN or affiliated with OWN. Trust and believe, if I was getting a check, you guys, I wouldn't have to be working my day job. If I was getting an actual OWN check, I was actually getting some actual money, I wouldn't have to work my day job, nonetheless. So, but with all of that being said, I just wanted to get that out of the way because I'm not sure what's going on. And I also just want to caution you guys, please don't send hate to anybody. And if you don't have all the facts, it's not right to just shout out different content creators who are completely innocent, who have completely nothing to do with this, because that kind of happened to me where it was like, I don't know why I'm getting plugged into stuff like this lawsuit regarding the subscriber anonymous, and people were correlating that to me, and I'm like, I'm not an attorney, our voices aren't the same, I've never been on anybody's panel, I'm never in the chat, so what are you guys talking about? Like, what is happening? But it's things like that where it's easily, people can get your name dragged through the mud, and instead of just flat out asking you what is what, you know, people are just willy-nilly just unsubscribing from people, and that's not right? Unless, you know, it comes out where it's concrete evidence, where it's like, hey, this person's an op, or this person's doing X, Y, and Z, you know, what are we doing, right? And like I said, it's no shade, I have no beef with any content creators or whatever, but I want no parts of the mess, right? I just want to do my content and go, right? And that's on that, right? So in this video, we are going to discuss Carlos King, Dr. Heavenly making the comment essentially, because we know this was engineered by Carlos King, right? Dr. Heavenly basically put the, hey, nobody likes Mel, and she's trying to loop in Sunny, nobody likes Sunny, they should go leave and do their own show and do their own thing, and blah, 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 that the cast supports Martell, but the fans support Mel, and blah, 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 blah. And my question is this, right? Because obviously a lot of you are participating in the blackout, right? Are either just watching clips on Instagram or what have you. And my thing is this, right? I see both sides. I see why some of you are like, listen, we understand Mel brought this show, well, a different concept of the show, but originally brought the concept of a show to Carlos King, a different show, and this is her baby, so therefore she would want to see this through. But then the other side of it, it's like, well, maybe Mel's over it, right? Maybe Mel's done, because honestly, this is the first time in 8 seasons that I haven't seen Mel promote the show at all. Normally she will post, like I've said in previous videos, because I peeped game immediately once the cast photos came out. She normally will post like the behind the scenes of the cast video of the cast, you know, her glam squad and all those things, and what she wore to the cast photo shoot. None of that took place this time. And furthermore as well, even though she's posted here and there clips of like her confessional looks, or say that she has to go work, she's been very poignant and also pointing out some issues that she's had with this job in particular, where she had to get rid of and cancel paid commitments because they wanted to try last minute ambush attempts, right? That I presume involved her ex-husband, right? So nonetheless, Mel's been over it, right? So anytime you see Mel doing an interview or you see Mel on these lives, she's promoting her brand. She's promoting property preservation. She's promoting her line with Jay Bolin. She's promoting 7th Avenue Beauty. She's promoting all of these other things, but the show. And the interviews that she did do that is talking about the show, it is more so kind of like stuff in the past, not so much stuff that actually is actively going on the show. But she has said recently on TikTok, now that, you know, the show's about to go on hiatus again. I can't. Can you make it make sense? The show's supposed to go on hiatus again, and then it's supposed to allegedly be back for 15 episodes. Can you make it make sense? But nonetheless, Mel said, you know, now that more things are going to unfold, she's going to be able to respond to a lot more of, you know, what people have to say about her, right? And some behind the scenes or whatever once those particular episodes air, so that people can get the full context, right? And so it's just like at this point, you know, people have already decided, you know, whose side they're on, right? Like I refuse to believe after 8 seasons that you're now all of a sudden you just can't stand Mel. No. You came in not liking Mel, right? You came in not liking her. But once the Melimeters form, once Mel supporters form, and you saw an opportunity, you saw the clout and the attention that Mel supporters were getting. You were seeing how viral tweets, comments, posts were going. It was like, I need to get in on this. I need to pretend to be a Melimeter. I need to pretend to be a Mel supporter. And I'm going to even go as far as to purchase her products, right? And now all of a sudden, you start the little complaints about the show and the storylines. You're sick of the Mel and Tell show and all these things. You put the little feelers out there, right? And then there's random feelers requesting for Martell's side chick to come back for whatever reason. And I'm confused about this as well. Because as far as I was under the impression, didn't the side chick say that she signed away her rights to ever be on this show? That basically they can talk about her and talk around her and she'll never have to be on this show, essentially, because she had signed away her rights and she was told, allegedly through Carlos King to Martell, that she would never be on the show because she was uncouth. And remember, she originally had called out in the earlier seasons, Oprah Winfrey called out the OWN network, called out Carlos King, and called them all those names and expletives. Remember all of that? So how do we go from that to now all of a sudden, Carlos King is going to bring her on? No. If you signed away your rights, I'm not seeing it. I am not seeing a situation where she comes on the show unless Mel's no longer on it, right? But even with that, even with the outburst that Martell has, where Martell is begging Carlos King to fire him, and Carlos King still will not fire him. I just think it's all noise. I think it's all noise. It's one of Martell's many rants that he likes to do to get attention. Like clockwork, anytime there's attention on other cast members, out comes Martell from the bushes to insert himself. And what was the latest trending topic as it pertains to Love and Marriage Huntsville? It was all the Marquez, Trisha, and Ken social media drama. So who comes out the bushes to be like, oh, we need my side chick on the show? Come on now. Well, it's all a game. It's all a game. It's all attention seeking so that people can discuss Martell again, right? But nonetheless, according to his side chick, when she was lucid, and she said that she signed away her rights a long time ago. So it would be a legal issue at this point, or unless, I mean, she's not above lying, right? But it would be pretty hard to lie at this point for somebody who has been desperate to get on reality TV so much that they are willing to be a background character on Love and Hip Hop at Young Jock's party or whoever's party it was in Atlanta, that she would have been popping by now. She would have been something by now, right? But with that being said, I don't know where that came from. But as far as, again, the smear campaign that Carlos King is heading, and now Dr. Heavenly is, jumping in on the shenanigans that, the cast doesn't like Mel. Well, if the cast doesn't like Mel, why are they filming with her now? Right? Because before, they weren't filming with her outside of, the bare minimum per season. But if you guys notice, the beginning of the season went from being very segregated to now we're getting more group scenes, right? And I think that's intentional because of the tanking ratings, of the ratings in the toilet. So nonetheless, they have to regroup. They had to make this look like a show again to try to save the show, to try to save the network. Because the false narrative of presenting Martell as a victim did not work out so well. The false narrative of making an entire season bashing Mel supporters in the millimeters was not hitting, was barely getting 200,000 views from a show that was clocking in at least 500,000 views. Right? And had that 1 million view episode, right? And not the 3 million episode linear L3 nonsense that Carlos was talking about. That there's still no data and no information to support, right? But nonetheless, you guys, I think it's all a game. I think there is a lot of witch hunts that's taking place at the moment to distract you guys from what is important. And to distract you from, what is actually taking place as it pertains to on and off the show. If you pay attention to certain cast members and what clues they are and are not dropping, what they are and are not saying, you can put 2 and 2 together. But nonetheless, the moment Mel is done with the show is done. How many episodes have we seen this season where Martell was nowhere to be found, where Maurice was nowhere to be found, where Kimmy was nowhere to be found in the episode, and nobody cared? Nobody, blinked an eye. Nobody cared that they were missing because the show went on as normal. Martell's storyline without this thing with Mel has nothing. And so all he has right now is to latch on to this Trisha thing and to latch on to instigating the Destiny and Moses and Sunny saga. And we're going to see in later episodes, per the, mid-season trailer at some point, he's going to get into it with Marceau because he's going to finally confront him because of an interview Marceau did where he finally decided to hold Martell accountable for his actions regarding the Revenge P, right? Although previously, when he was arrested for the Revenge P, this was the same Marceau that released a statement to the news station saying that he loved his brother and was going to pray for him. And the same cast members that said, oh, it was just a text message, right? That same cast that now all of a sudden is disgusted by Martell. The same cast that was around when Martell was cheating on Mel for years and was even helping assist the cheating and being at the spots allegedly where the cheating was taking place, or sharing allegedly the Airbnbs where the cheating was taking place, or allegedly being there in Atlanta with the linebackers where the cheating was taking place, and the 10-year mistress, right? So it's just funny now. Everyone has amnesia. Everyone has forgot. But now that Martell is going to put Tisha on blast and accuse her of hooking up with one of Martell's boys, and now all of a sudden, when the accusation's out there that Marceau and Martell were sharing women, now it's a problem. Now Martell's gone too far, right? And now Maurice wants to step in, per usual, before more tea gets out, right? That implicates somebody else, right? But it's just the same thing over and over and over again, you guys. And, ultimately, I feel Mel will be done with the show when she's done, right? When she feels that she has all of her ducks in the row. But if the show is canceled, or if this is the last hurrah after this hiatus and this last set of 15 episodes, I don't see where Mel is the problem. The problem starts at the top, and the top starts with production, basically turning this into the Mel and Tell show early on, and allowing the cast to hide behind Mel and Tell this entire time and not tell us their real lives, which was why you had the emergence of the bloggers in the LAMH sector, because they were exposing the court cases. They were exposing these arrests that were not being shown on the show. So that was the issue. And then the cast got in their feelings because they didn't want to be exposed. They thought the false narrative that was playing out on TV was going to be sufficient, but they're the same cast, Marceau, that's saying that the show is a reenactment. They're the same cast, Martell, that is saying that everybody's an actor. So what are you upset about if you said the show is allegedly faked anyways? You should be thanking the YouTubers that they're putting out there your truth, right? Oh, but the problem is your truth does not paint you in a good light. And with Carlos King, you can present whatever light you want and make all of the women look crazy and make all the women look bad on the show. No. So nonetheless, it has all come full circle now, right? It has all come full circle. Everybody has run out of cards to play at this point. Everyone now sees Carlos King for who he is. He's loyal to nobody. We've seen it time and time again. But now it's time to put up or shut up, right? And now the show's on its last legs. And there's people who are still holding on, hoping for nostalgia, hoping for something to bring back the magic. And it keeps disappointing, right? But I mean, for the people who watched a recent episode, they said it was a better episode compared to the other episodes of the season. But nonetheless, what is that really saying? That's not really a compliment, right? When it's all said and done, because it shouldn't have to take 15 episodes for you to get to a decent episode. If the show's been on the air for 8 seasons, make it make sense. So there is that. Let me know your guys' thoughts in the comments. Please do not forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Hit the notification bell so you're notified the moment I post new content on my channel. And with that being said, I'll talk to you guys again very soon.